This is Susan Munro, and we're just talking about Susan's poster. We seem to have lost connection there, so we're back again. Go on, tell us about your poster.
So the Communication Champions initiative is about getting individuals who work on a day-to-day basis with people with severe and enduring mental health problems, mainly schizophrenia, to understand more about the communication difficulties and barriers that the people they're working with experience. It's about sharing speech and language therapy knowledge so that people are not being unnecessarily referred to speech and language therapists, but it's just the knowledge that's needed, and it means that day-to-day communication empowers the person, the staff they are working with know how to communicate to their best, to facilitate their recovery, and also just to make sure we change that balance from staff talking at the people they support to talking with the people they support.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm an OT from mental health background, so I'm thinking about the kind of functional communication that people are trying to express distress or confusion or fear that sometimes comes out with, you know, particular repetitive phrases.
Absolutely.
Or things like that. Is that the kind of thing that you're talking about?
Yes, I mean, what we often find is that the way individuals initiate interaction with people are around the things that cause them anxiety, fear, and whatever, and they end up just getting the same sort of responses, and nothing ever moves on.
Yes.
One of the differences here is we're using like visual communication supports that let people answer their own questions, alleviate anxieties, try and get to the bottom of what information they need for that.
So could we demonstrate it? If I came at you and maybe I've got a repetitive thing that I say about, maybe I've got a feeling that there might be a car crash, that my mum might be in a car crash. So I would come up to you because I'd be nervous about this, and I'd say, has my mum been in a car crash? So how would you turn that round and make that into a conversation? Because usually what I would imagine as a staff member would say is, no, your mum's fine.
Absolutely, and precisely, they close it down, whereby what I'm really encouraging people to see is that often folk with communication difficulties will maybe have an atypical way of starting a conversation, and they'll do something repetitive because they've found a way that they want to work, gets the attention, but doesn't always work. And we are the skilled communicators, not the individual who has the additional communication and or mental health problem. So this really goes across the board, no matter what kind of communication support needs someone has or what the reason for it is. It doesn't matter that it's mental health, it could be any area. If someone's communication support needs, they may have an atypical way of initiating conversation, but it's so easy with particular things like that to shut a conversation down rather than answer it and say this. They wanted the answer to that question, but actually more than that, they wanted an interaction with me and respond appropriately.
Okay, so say I come up to you and I'm saying, I'm worried my mum's been in a car crash, and I wanted to know how to respond to that in order to open up a conversation. Could you give me an example of how you could do that?
I mean, I'm sure the people that know the individuals will know what kind of response does help calm that person. So that's not my area of expertise. I think what I'm saying to people is, and when they have this conversation, you do what you do, but then you take this as an opportunity to discuss something else, particularly focusing on something the person's interested in and something that maybe will alleviate their anxiety, a personal area of interest, or engage in an activity together whereby you're chatting about things and to just engage in a more meaningful conversation.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about the kind of, you know, it's almost flippant sometimes what you see when somebody comes up and the way they express distress to say, worried that my mum's been in a car crash. People say, oh, for the 15th time today, your mum has not been in a car crash, your mum is fine. Close the conversation down. And obviously that person wants to say something. So, the post has got, the broadcast has gone very strange. So I think we'll sign off because that's most disconcerting, isn't it? But we'll catch up later. That's fascinating work though, Susan. I love that idea. Okay, bye then.